Am I the asshole for hiding the location of my best friend from my wife?
Of her best friend?
My best friend.
No, why does your wife need your best friend's location?
Best friend assist you in doing some shady shit and your wife wants to beat their ass?
You're helping him get away with murder.
Because then I condone that.
In a video game, of course.
I'm going to go asshole in this scenario. You're probably hiding shit.
I'll go not the asshole.
You're ride or die for your friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what does she need your friend's location for?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even have my friend's location. I'm not with all the sharing stuff.
That's fair.
Nancy has my location. I have Nancy's location. I guess I have my siblings. But like I don't have any of my friends.
One of Sienna's favorite hobbies is to check on where friends are sometimes.
Everyone's safe.
All right, let's hop into this one and see which one are you correct. This is a split one. So about 5 years ago, I moved about 15 hours away from my hometown for a job. Shortly after moving, I met my now wife, Becca. And a few years ago, I had a buddy, JR, from back home, come stay with me. While here, he met my wife's sister, Maggie. JR and Maggie hit it off. They pretty quickly started dating. Maggie has a daughter from a previous relationship. The dad's daughter is very much in the picture. Almost a year ago, Maggie and JR moved in together. At the time, Maggie was living with her parents because she could not afford rent on her own. But things seemed to be going well. It is a long story, but almost 2 months ago, JR got pretty irrefutable proof that Maggie was cheating on him. He was angry, depressed, and overall distraught. He could not deal with confronting her, but he also could not deal with living with her. He talked to me and wanted me to help to get away. So I reached out to my network of people who are not mutual friends with Becca's and I's to get him a place to stay. Becca, Maggie, Maggie's daughter, and my mother-in-law were going out of town to visit mother-in-law's mom for a few weeks after he found out. I had a work friend with a rental house, and I helped JR pack his stuff, which was like 90% of the apartment. He sent an email to Maggie about why he moved out. He left a check for rent and utilities through the end of March when their lease is up.
Too nice. I would have been fucking left them
that's
hanging.
super nice.
Like, bitch, you better pay for you trifling ass. You expect me to pay for a hell nah.
Are y'all Canadian?
You get cheated on, it's okay. I'll still pay half.
That's wild.
I guess because his name is also probably tied to the lease somehow. So if it gets bounced, then they might fuck with his credit. I could see that being a thing.
I mean, I probably would have just talked to the leasing agency.
Yeah,
hey, how much can I pay to get out of the contract?
Well, he says he informed the landlord that he was not renewing the lease. So you're still squaring up until the end of the lease, I guess. Maggie got an email and called JR numerous times while on the trip. My wife called me and asked what was going on and where JR was. I told her that JR moved out and that he was safe, but I will not be telling her where he is. They got back and Maggie flipped about all the stuff JR took. My wife was quite angry and demanded to know where JR was. I kept telling her that he's safe, but I'm not telling her where he is. The last month has been tense, and my wife has been begging me and making threats to know where JR is. She even tried to using my phone to impersonate me to call JR and get information.
That's wild.
I have since changed my passcode. She says we are married, this is affecting my family, and I deserve to know. I refuse. She has even talked about this being divorceable. So am I the asshole?
Wait, quick question. I don't know if I missed it. Does the wife know that the sister cheated?
Okay, so there is an edit with some questions. I can get to those if you guys want.
Okay.
It does answer one of those. So number one, my wife knows why JR left. So there you go.
Why are you supporting your stupid ass sister for cheating?
Yeah. Number two, Maggie has admitted since he's left that she was cheating. So confirmed. Number three, my wife denies knowing about the cheating, and I do believe her. Historically, Maggie and Becca are not close. Prior to JR moving there, we would see Maggie maybe once every 3-ish months. Since JR moved, we see her a lot more because JR and I regularly organize get-togethers, which is why my wife's reaction surprised me. And number four, the stuff JR took was only his stuff. In fact, a lot of the stuff he left is also his stuff. Other than gadgets, he left all the kitchen stuff despite it being 100% his. He left all the stuff in my niece's room, even though he paid for a lot of it. So I will ask again, am I the asshole?
No.
Yeah.
It is a wild wild of, Opie's wife to be like so demanding of it, especially like she isn't as close to her own sister as you are to your friend. Me personally, I don't know if if I was in this situation, if I would keep, unless he was like super worried about, I'm wondering why he's so worried about like them knowing where he is.
It could be safety, like physically, or it could also be peace of mind. Maybe he just doesn't want anything to do with a cheating sister anymore, and kind of let that person just right off the sunset. Like, hey, I already experienced my pain. I had to uproot my life and do it again. I don't want to deal with her shit anymore.
Yeah, which I think is fair. And then like maybe he asked OP not to tell his wife because she might leak it to the sister.
Yeah.
I think if all people are knowing that the sister is in the wrong, like you gotta understand where I'm coming from. Like this is my innocent friend who did nothing but get cheated on. His one wish to me was to keep my mouth shut. So I mean, I think that's fine, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat as you, and we've seen so much stories or where like anytime there's a cheating party, like sometimes people go scorch earth trying to amplify everything, because I mean, getting cheated on, it hurts. They could have like made a scene about it. They could have tore everything up and like did something crazy, but no, I think they kind of just chose the quiet way out. It's like, hey, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Paid rent, bro. Like, what?
Paid rent. Only took the stuff that belonged to his. Even left stuff that probably was his, but was like, you know what? You might inconvenience you for not having this stuff. The friend is way too nice in this situation.
Also, kitchen shit is expensive.
It is.
Take any of the kitchen shit.
Not only that, and it's just having to uproot your life, trying to go somewhere else, starting over again. That's always going to be difficult. And I just don't understand why, even though I think they were saying like this, their sisters are not really entirely close to each other. I don't understand why the wife is going so hard on this. Cause it's like, what are you really after? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Also, you demanding to know where he is not going to make me want to tell you more.
It's like,
it's weird how much you want to know about this. I mean, again, it's hard to put myself in OP's situation. Like in my situation, I imagine Sienna would side with my friend as well. Like fuck the cheater in this situation.
Yes.
Right? Like, but so I would just tell her because I would know she would not tell someone, but she also would not demand to know like that or take my phone.
Divorce.
Take my phone and impersonate me.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
There's probably got to be something more in the story like we don't know about, and
Yeah, because truly her going off like this makes zero sense.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Like why she's so adamant about finding or knowing where he is.
Mm-hmm. Reddit deemed not the asshole, and new comment 2668 said not the asshole. Maggie has made her bed and she can lay in it at least until the eviction notice rolls around. The fact that your wife has a bigger problem with JR leaving Maggie than she does with her sister cheating on JR says an awful lot about your wife, and as a woman myself, it doesn't say anything good. If your wife chooses to implode your marriage because her sister is a cheater, that's on her.
Yep.
You don't owe Maggie anything. And I think that sums it up pretty nicely.
Get there